Hello and greetings from Sochi on today, the first day of competition at the 2014 Winter Olympics. The atmosphere in Sochi is not what I expected. Not only does there not seem to be a very heavy law enforcement presence here, there's no military presence at all, and things feel very much like we're opening Olympic Games that are going to go quite well. There's a festive atmosphere here. President Putin's promise of not having an intrusive safety program on what he calls his ring of steel around these Olympics is proving out. The only police officers I really see are fellows walking around with the coiled wires behind their ears, and they don't seem to be many of those. But in terms of a large patrol force of uniformed officers, no. In terms of the Army, no, not at all. We've been told that the Army is off in the perimeters of Sochi protecting the area and setting up some roadblocks and things like that quite a distance away. In fact, Sochi itself was declared sort of an emergency zone almost 6 months ago, and last month even the residents of Sochi had heavy restrictions placed on them in terms of their movement, what they could do, the identification they needed to show, so forth and so on. However, the athletes, the fans, the media certainly, we're not feeling any of that heavy-duty security. It's a little bit around the edges. For example, you've probably seen police officers and dogs at Metropolitan Airport on occasion. Well, there were a few more of those, both at the Moscow airport and the Sochi airport. And other things are a little bit stepped up too. The normal screening procedures for media and others at these Olympic Games are a little bit intensified. For example, you sometimes have to both go through a metal detector and get swiped by one of those electric wands. And indeed, someone this morning told me that they'd had a full body pat down. But it's not all that intrusive here, surprising enough to me. I'm here at the Iceberg tonight, where we have the beginning of the first ever team competition in figure skating at the Olympics. It will involve two fellows who train in Bloomfield Hills at the Detroit Skating Club, the American champion Jeremy Abbott and Patrick Chan, who may be having a good shot at the gold medal here eventually in the individual men's event. But tonight they will compete in the team championship, the men's team competition, as part of the overall figure skating team competition at the Olympics. And urge you, if you are a figure skating fan, to stay tuned to your local NBC affiliate and see how this thing works out. This is Greg Krupa reporting for the Detroit News from Sochi, Russia.